For as long as there is fair competition and competitive people of character, there will be
sports uncorrupted.
You own a pet shop and you're a boxer.
I own a pet shop and I'm a boxer, yeah.
Move your tail! Move your tail! What's the matter with you?
Kapow! I'm very, very stubborn. I am not ready to give up yet.
Hitting heavy.
barbaric, should be banned. Beautiful, the sweet science, sanctioned savagery, boxing. Ask yourself if you've ever tried to catch a chicken.
What do I gotta chase a chicken for? It's embarrassing, you know? Yeah.
You catch this thing, you can catch grease lightning. Go on and get him! Get him, get him, get him! Come on, what's the matter with you? Get him!
Today's setting, the Cabbagetown Boxing Club. Real-time history. What a story. What a spot. Suffice to say, this sport, like many sports, offers a strong hold on those who practice with passion.
I'm a coach, ex-fighter.
That's Jim Bland. Jim, who met his wife at the adjoining youth center downstairs, was raised immersed in boxing.
My uncle was an old Canadian champion. He was a very inspirational person to me. His name was Tommy Bland. In 1935, my two uncles, Tommy Bland and George Bland, were both Canadian champions, lightweight champions of Canada. One was a amateur and one was a pro. Tommy was the pro.
The club has spawned champions, but more so has developed countless regular people into athletes, whether they think so or not.
Are we sparring today? I'm fighting this guy on April 22nd for a charity event. Yeah, he's a good guy, yeah. My name's Kayla Gallagher. I'm a light heavyweight. I fight at 178 pounds, and I've been coming to Cabbagetown Boxing Club for about 12 years, taking it seriously the last year. And a year ago, if you'd asked me, I wouldn't have ever considered myself an athlete or a boxer. But then, I got the bug and I couldn't stop.
Boxing. Pow!
You own a pet shop and you're a boxer.
I own a pet shop and I'm a boxer, yeah. I own a Menagerie Pet Shop. It's across the street from the gym. It started about a decade ago just as a way to get in shape. Never thought I'd ever take it seriously or want to actually, spar or fight competitively. But then you get in the ring and it kind of becomes an addiction and you want to see how far you can take it. And the only real way to measure yourself once you've started trying to improve your boxing is to actually get in there and, test yourself against somebody else. It's a lot of fun, getting punched. You don't get hurt a lot. The adrenaline of trying to let your reflex take over and keep you out of danger while at the same time trying to inflict punches on your opponent, that's exhilarating.
He's one of the ones that came in and said, no, I never want to go into the ring. I never want to go into that ring. And then when he did spar, it was like, okay, he was nervous. You could see he was nervous. And then you say, just relax. You're going to get through this. If you feel like if you're tense up every time you're going to get hit, it's going to hurt a little more. But if you relax and go with it, it gets better. And he is one of my most improved guys, actually. He's not a kid, but I'll tell you, it makes you feel proud that you helped him out. The pads are coming along great with him.
If you have spent just 3 short minutes in a ring, or working a heavy bag, or have struggled mightily getting a speed bag out of idle, you quickly appreciate the nuances boxing offers. At Cabbagetown, on this and seemingly every other day, there were no bullies and no blows to the head.
You can shadow box with an opponent where you're not making contact, and you can do some sort of light sparring where it's drills, where the punches are predetermined. So you're going to do a 1-2 whatever combination, and then I'm going to block you, then we'll switch and I'll do the same, and we'll go back and forth. And that gets you used to the sensation of being touched in the ring. I mean, a lot of it's on the blocking arms, but you get used to the sensation of where you start to sort of lose the fear of being hit.
Boxing. Gonna fly now.
My name's Chris Cook, 47, 248 pounds and declining, so that puts me in a heavyweight weight class. Been at the gym for going on 3 years now and sparring for a little over 1. I have a 9-year-old son that's chasing me around, so getting fitter seemed like a good idea, and the sport of boxing appealed to me. You get strength training, you get cardio training, the workout's interesting, It's varied, and I guess like any other exercise or sport, you get out of it exactly what you put into it.
What are you getting out of it?
I'm losing weight, I'm getting fitter, I'm keeping up with my son. We have to take care of ourselves. Probably something I wish I learned when I was 30 years ago, but anyway, better late than never. For the first 2 years, 2.5 years, didn't even consider going into the ring. However, you spend time around a place, you get to know some of the boxers, you get to know some of the people, and then there's people that you feel comfortable going in. And certainly the more experienced boxers and the boxers closer to my age who have less to prove are more willing to step in the ring with you and box to your level. It'd be very easy to step into a ring and beat somebody up. If that's what you want to do, then good for you, but you haven't done anything to improve your skill or to help the other person.
Right.
The interesting thing about stepping in a ring and its attraction is it's an incredible workout. I don't care what level of person you're boxing. The 3 minutes that round lasts is a really intense workout, and much more intense than anything else that you can do in the gym. The concentration level is a lot higher because you're effectively fighting every natural reaction that the body has. Boxing is, when somebody wants to hit you, the natural reaction is to look away. Well, that doesn't help you much in this sport. So, or natural reaction for the body is for all of your muscles to tense up. Well, that just makes you more tired more quickly. So again, you have to be loose. So it's all about fighting natural reactions and working with people and having fun. I've had bloody noses, I've had bloody lips, I've had a black eye, which was made for interesting photos for Christmas, but those were accidents, and it wasn't. It was more my fault than the other boxer's fault. I've never left here with a concussion. When I spar between 5 and 10 rounds a week, we're not hitting each other that hard. We're not out to hurt each other. We're here for fun. It's a risk, but it's not a risk for the recreational boxer. I don't see it as a risk for the recreational boxer, and I think everybody more aware. I think in the past what you saw was concussion on top of concussion on top of concussion. That actually magnified the damage exponentially. Everybody's much more aware. Everybody's much more conscious. To the coaches that are watching the people sparring, to the officials. So there's more time being devoted to recovery, and time will tell. But my guess is we won't see as many fighters with those issues in the future.
Are you a fighter?
No, I'm not. And you actually. You don't need to prove yourself because you have the confidence. So it's not like you walk down the street with a chip on your shoulder looking for something you get into, because first of all, you avoid the situations, and if you end up in a situation that you can avoid, you have a certain amount of confidence that you can handle it yourself. But the only time I would call myself a fighter is when the bell goes off and it's for 3 minutes in a ring, and it's still it's controlled, because again you're sparring with your friends. You're not out there to hurt them or send anybody to the hospital. That's not the objective.
What a crazy workout.
I'm sweating through shirts, and I see the young people that are in the class, and I'd say everybody sweats through a t-shirt. You're getting cardio. You're building your muscle when you're hitting the bag or doing pad works with the coach. It's a full all-around workout, and your mind's working the whole time. You're not thinking about what's going on at work, so it's very focused. So you're focused on your workout. The mind's not wandering. It sets up my day. It really does.
Types of people in the gym.
We went to a lecture about fitness for aging, and he asked how many of you in the crowd were runners. And I ran for 30 years. And he says, you probably think that's good enough to get you through old age. And he said, it is not. If you're not doing weight training for upper body fitness, you will not be independent in older years. So we started a weight training program right away. And we've been doing it ever since. I have 3 routines that were set up for me by an occupational therapist. I also have 2 other routines that were set up by a trainer many years ago. So I have 5 routines altogether. I usually use the 3 that the occupational therapist gave me because it's easier and I'm lazy.
Sports uncorrupted.
Everyone can punch. Not everyone does punch. Few keep punching. Maybe one secret in this life, as metaphor, is just to keep punching. Back in the ring, it's striking how boxing, like many sports, comes down to camaraderie and community.
I stopped for a couple of years at one point, and I don't know what I did with all that rage. Frankly, I need to hit things. My son was small at the time, and I thought I used to make him do things that I wanted to do, so I dragged him in here, and we started together. After the first class that I did, I remember walking home, and it's a sense for me of what other people probably get from yoga, a real kind of lightness when I've trained really hard. So that's keeps me coming back.
You got a shiny face as we talk. You've been working pretty hard this morning.
Jimmy pushes, so but it's a great workout. And as I said, and my son, is now grown, but it got us through the tough teenage years for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Training together. Yeah, we there's a weight trainer who works here who worked with us for a while. We come in 7 o'clock in the morning before he went to school, and and everything else went by the wayside. Marks, filthy room, whatever. And we would just train together. The goal is just getting here in the morning. Don't set your sights too high. just get there. That's half the battle. Actually, I think it's most of the battle. This is just getting up those stairs.
What does this do for you?
Self-esteem, camaraderie with the other boxers. I was never really a big boxing fan, but you start to get into some of the history. You start looking at some of the old school fighters and different styles. There's a sense of community here as well, right? And there's a lot of history here in this gym. So it's just a lot of things. It's like being part of a special club. I'm almost 40, and I got into this late, and I'm fighting against other novices. We're using headgear. It's pretty safe. There is a risk of a concussion, but I'm not worried about sort of a long-term, prolonged damage from a lifetime of boxing. You start training a lot harder to stay in good shape, because your conditioning is what will, what can help win you a fight. There's a lot more enjoyment and interest in the sport now that I do a lot of sparring. Before, it was just basically I was using the boxing exercise routines to just maintain a certain level of fitness. But now I come every day and really try to up those fitness levels every day rather than just maintain, right?
All you have to do is come in here one day and watch the pads. Watch what they do on the pads. Watch how simple instruction. And next thing you know, they're pumping 6 punches out, 6-7 punches out, and different ones each time. It makes you feel, as a person training someone like that, it makes you feel like a proud parent. And they're confident. They're confident in what they've learned. Then they come in here and lose 35 pounds. And they feel like, this is beautiful. If we get a champion, if we get a guy that's going to represent our gym, fine, that's beautiful. But truthfully, I've got kids that I've trained, and now they're in university, and they still contact me on Facebook and tell me exactly what's going on. And that's the special. That's the special thing. Because it doesn't, the winning part is fantastic. What you do to them as people and that develop that friendship with them, that's important.
We leave you with an uncorrupted, sweet science salute to a few Canadian greats. George Chavallo, Sam Langford, Sean O'Sullivan, Jimmy McLernon, Fitz Vanderpool, Mike Strange, Gordon Wallace, Willie DeWitt, Donnie Lalonde, Dave Hilton Sr., Lennox Lewis, Arturo Gatti, Jackie Kalura, Yvonne Durel, Dale Walters, Jack Delaney, Dale Brown, Spider Jones, Greg Dixon, Razor Ruddock, Donovan Boucher, Ian Clyde, Trevor Burbick, Douglas Lewis, Sid Vanderpool, Dave Hilton Jr., Denny Lambert, Tommy Burns, Art Binkowski, Ken LaCusta, Frederick Gilmore, Scotty Olson, Wayne Bork, Manuel Sobral, Adonis Stevenson. Thanks for listening. Let's do this again.